In today's video, I'll show you how, for around £20 and a screwdriver, you can bring your old LCD back to life and save some money. So why is your TV blue or purple? Unless you have an OLED TV or a CRT, the original and best, then your LCD TV will have a backlight. The display of your LCD TV is actually transparent, like a sci-fi display. All the light comes from the backlight, essentially a white light box that sits behind it with a bunch of diffusing light filters. That's almost interesting. The light source in the backlight is an array of around 40 to 50 LED modules, all spaced evenly across the back. These modules are usually a combination of red, green and blue LEDs, and when they're put together at equal brightness, create white. In my case, the green LEDs seem to have nearly completely gone, and the red about halfway gone. If you take away green and some red from white, you get purple.
Purple.
You're probably eyeing up a new TV anyway, but if you can fix your own one for under £20, then it's worth it. Maybe you'll still buy that new TV anyway, and then still have a nice working TV you can give to a friend or put in another room. In next month's video, I'll be showing you how I mounted my old TV to my bathroom ceiling so I can watch YouTube in the bath. This is a lie, don't get any ideas. If you're following along, obviously disconnect the TV from the mains first and try to power it on, if there's a manual power button, to remove any residual power left in the power supply. This isn't a tutorial, by the way, this is showing you that it can be done. I would also recommend that if the TV is quite large, that you have a friend to give you a hand. They can also call 999 when you fuck up. Disassembly. Each TV has its own disassembly method, so I won't cover that in detail here, but the rule of thumb is, if you can see a screw, undo the screw and keep them in separate piles. When you've removed the visible screws on the outside of the chassis and get further in, you'll see a new set of screws. If you keep these in separate piles or little tubs, you won't get the wrong sized screws all mixed up. This will reduce the amount of tears and shouting when you're putting it back together. In general, you'll have the back to remove first. I recommend placing the TV down on a large table with a couple of towels to avoid scratching. When removing the back, the power cable will likely pass through the back and into the power supply board inside. This should have a clip or connector that you can undo to free the back of its shackles. We need to flip her over onto her back now so we can remove her bezel, which holds the many layers of screen components together, the actual LCD and the layers of diffusing material behind. After removing the LCD display itself, and you really need to keep this as flat as possible, too much flexing on this and it'll snap, impossible to repair, leading to the angriest, teariest trip to the recycling centre you've ever had since your cat knocked over your favourite pint glass. Then there's a further bracket to keep the diffused material layers together, so we're removing that. And because we want to keep all of these diffuse layers together to stop any wandering dust or hair etc. from getting in between them, and also that we don't forget which order they go back in, I use some low-tack tape which will keep the corners lined up together without leaving any residue. The backlight. We're now at the backlight. Like I said earlier, it's a light box, a chamber of light. There's the arrays of LED modules which each have a red, green and blue LED inside. They have a dome-shaped lens to spread the light out in all directions, and the white sheet of material reflects the stray light forwards through the diffuser and LCD into your eyeball. The LED strips are under this white material. With the standoffs off, we can remove the material and we're at the LED strips. This is it, finally naked. We've got to replace this, this and this. These are the less dodgy ones because they were purple. The rest were all blue. The adhesive can be removed 3 different ways, all of which we will do now. First, brute force, which is trickier than you'd think. Second is heat, which is more effective, but the adhesive is meant to be heat resistant, I believe, so that the heat of the TV itself doesn't unstick it. The third would be to use alcohol or methylated spirits, which might be a bit too messy, but seems to dissolve the leftover adhesive. I got most of it off, but the stubborn bits, Franco reckoned it won't matter too much as the adhesive on the back of the new strips will be strong enough to keep it secured. Say hello to Franco in the comments, by the way. He was my first friend at school, my first ever Patreon, my first subscriber, and the only person I know who shares my videos to his other friends. Hang on, other friends? We'll see about that. There are often more than one variant of replacement strips, usually labelled A and B or even C. I think the only difference is the positions of the LEDs, but they're organised like that for a reason, so we're taking care to make sure they're put in properly.
Wait, this is A. No. It's upside down though. No.
Laying back on the material and putting the standoffs back in place, which also holds the material from falling in on itself. The reassembly is basically just the disassembly in reverse. Making sure to put the right screws in the right place and not forgetting to reconnect the power connector back to the power supply before closing it all up. And the moment of truth. The white is actually white. I've been flicking around the channels trying to find something that shows off the colours, but there's just old films on every channel at the moment. But this 7 blokes on one bride or whatever it's called is on, which shows off the colours quite well. Just need to see some green. Ah, thank you man in green. Here's the same Channel 5 ident before and after. I really should have got more examples of it before. Look at the difference. I filmed this 2 Christmases ago and the colour is still perfect. What happens next? If the LEDs keep degrading past purple, they can eventually just burn out, and depending on the model, even one strip failing can stop all the others working too, so the backlight never comes on. This gives the false impression that the TV has simply died, causing people to think that's the end of it and throwing the TV out. I picked up this 4K Hisense TV for £10, suspecting the same. We don't talk about that here. Everyone needs a kip rim. What you can do in cases like this is to turn the TV on and then shine a bright torch right up close to the screen. This sort of pumps light inside to act as a mini backlight. If the TV is actually still alive, you might see a logo or some menu graphics appearing around the light source. Like I said, this TV cost me £10 and the LED replacement kit was about £12, as unlike the last TV, this is just 2 strips of LEDs. Again, not going into detail about the disassembly, as there's almost no chance you have the same make and model. Just disconnecting the power supply connectors from the LED strips. Out of interest, I just want to see if the LED strip is broken or just one LED, and I can see that it's just one of the strips. It looks like there's a protection circuit in the TV that means if one strip goes, then all the LEDs don't work. Maybe to stop a surge to the remaining LEDs from all the current that's not going to the broken strip. Like old Christmas tree lights, the whole strip fails if one light does. Here's a working LED on the strip, and here's the burnt out one. If I pass a couple of volts through this one, you can see the LED is still working, but this one isn't. So just that one LED failing means the strip fails, which the TV then decides means you're getting no backlight at all, please buy a new TV. I'm removing the dead strips with a heat gun and then laying down the replacement strips. The material, in this case it's just thin white plastic, lost its stickiness when I removed it, so I'm putting in some double-sided tape to keep it where it needs to stay. Putting it all back together, not bothering to check that I've done it properly. Oh, and removing the ruined adhesive from the original assembly and putting my own back in. Then the LCD back on and whoosh! Magic! It's all back together. If you really want to see me put it back together, just go back to when I took it apart and watch it backwards. And we have a working TV! It actually looks more vibrant in real life, but I captured this on a camera mode that muted the colours, even after I've done some colour correcting in my editing software. I bought this TV for £10, the LEDs cost £12, and I sold it for £120 a week later. You do the maths. Or if you're in the USA, just do one math. What's on YouTube? Oh look, it's me! Another video with under 100 views, no likes, probably lost 8 subscribers. That's definitely a Scott Made a Thing video. I hope you liked this video. Maybe consider subscribing if you're new here, it means a lot. I'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers. I think that milestone would mean I would put more time into making videos. I mean, if you're still here, then either you enjoyed it, or you're being held hostage and tortured by someone. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to you seeing me again soon. Bye!